In this video, we're going to walk through how to monitor your students' devices and monitor them as they're working maybe in a blended learning classroom. So the first kind of question that I've been getting is like, I want to monitor and manage my students on their Chromebooks. And so to do this, there's kind of 4 different ideas, and you might use a combination of all 4 of these. Or you might have your own suggestion. And if you have your own suggestion, that is amazing. Please use this Google form right here and submit it. So all you need to do is add your email, your name, and then I will add managing the Chromebooks to this list, and then what your advice is. And so the first idea is Hapara. So we have a program, it's called Hapara, and you can watch this quick about 7-minute video on how to use Hapara focus browsing, and you're able to go in, focus your students, or filter your students. And so again, this video kind of walks you through how to use Hapara using that highlights. And then once you're in highlights, you're able to again focus. So that would be the students are only able to go to maybe 5 different websites, or you could filter the session where they can they can go anywhere but for YouTube. So this video could be really helpful to you if you want to use Hapara. The next one is just walking around and monitoring your students, getting up away from maybe your small group for a little bit, or even your desk, and just walk around and kind of monitor what your students are doing. Some classrooms that I've seen is the teacher will actually sit their desk where they can see all the screens in the classroom. That could be another kind of idea where you have your students facing a certain way so that way you can see. And again, you might use Hapara and walking around to kind of gather. Another idea is this idea number 3. And one of my friends, Eric Griffin, he did a session, and it was really good. And it was called Catching Sneaky Students on Their Chromebooks. And he walks through just some of these things that students do that you can quickly use to kind of see what they're doing and how to fix it. So this session, again, it's pretty long, but it was really, really good. And he talks about, like pinning their tabs, grouping their tabs. And then sometimes students will act like their game is broken, or they're able to hide things. And so just watching this video might be able to help you kind of know what they're doing and what you need to do to fix that. Also, if students close any tabs, he goes over some shortcuts. So like Control-Shift-T, or going over to the 3 dots and going into history, and then you can reopen any closed tab that they just closed. So that is just some different ways that you can catch these sneaky students that are in your classroom, and just kind of looking over how you can help and kind of watch what they're doing. So again, this video, it's kind of long, but it is so good. I've learned so many tips that some of our students are doing to get around the Chromebook. So this could be another option for you. And then the last idea is just SOPs, so those standard operating procedures. And this is actually kind of part of our plan for progress. And so if you kind of scroll down, you can see right here that we're creating a learner-centered culture with standard operating procedures. And so what that means is you're creating a procedure for almost anything. So what happens if a student is off task? What happens if a student finishes early? What happens if a student doesn't understand? And sometimes those behaviors happen, and because they don't understand, they start to play a game on their Chromebook. So what is your procedure if they don't understand? What is your procedure if they finish early? Can they get on YouTube? Can they not? And so sometimes I've seen teachers create like these flow charts. Do we have work to complete? Yes, no. And then they can go on and they can see what activities they can do based on this flow chart. And so again, this just kind of is a resource for you to think about maybe what are some iPad SOPs or Chromebook standard operating procedures, or what happens if I need to return a book? How do I spell? Do I ask the teacher? Do I not? And so again, some of these just SOPs can really help you in your classroom. So just creating that. And again, what do students do if they don't understand something? What do students do if they need your attention? Maybe they use Classroom Q. Maybe they write their name on the board. Maybe they raise their hand. Again, all of those are different depending on your classroom. So you will have to make those decisions on what next steps students need to do. If you need help with any of these, please reach out. Feel free to email me, send me a Google chat message. And then if you have your own ideas, add it to the Google form so that we can grow as a community. But so again, this Catching Sneaky Students is a really good session to know what are your students doing and how can you catch them and kind of be ahead of them, because they are sneaky. And then Haparo can also be part of your plan as well. Again, reach out if you have any questions or need any assistance.